into the work for today, right? So I'm going to switch to the browser real quick just so you can see that Jupyter Notebooks is down because I had ended up stopping it or maybe restarting the terminal and stuff like that. Actually, no, I think my battery had died yesterday and then the computer restarted. So everything that was up, it's down. So we have to bring it back up. But I like to do that so that we can continue to practice the different commands that we need, activating our Conda environment, opening up Jupyter Labs, and then working our way through that. Because if we take shortcuts, then we're going to not know it, and it's going to be tough for us to make it through. All right, so let me go ahead and switch over to here. So as you can see, that the Jupyter notebooks. Let me get rid of this bookmark bar. Okay, as you can see, this is the Jupyter notebooks. It is currently down, so I am going to go over to my terminal. And let's clear this out. And we're gonna say, I wonder if we can do, let me see, Conda. Let me see if I just do Conda, what we get. I want to see, just curious to see if we can see a list installed packages in Conda environment. I was curious to see if we could see what environments were active, but probably a way to see it. But we know the package that we're looking for. So we're going to do, or the environment we're looking for. So Conda activate, and we're going to say LLMS. All right, so now that's activated. So we're going to do Jupyter Lab, right? And real quick, while I have you here, I know we're not talking about ethical hacking today, but remember, I just want to, I have it here open, so I wanted to show you this real quick. Remember last week when we were having troubles with the UTM installation? I did some changes, and I'll go over it tomorrow night, but I did some changes in the UTM config, and I was able to get to this point. I'm not sure if we got to this point last time, but we're gonna try to do a graphical install on UTM tomorrow and see what happens in parallel to the other work we're doing. I'm just curious to see if we can get it installed on UTM. I might also see if I can download that VMware that Prince Marky D was telling me about. So maybe we can so that way we can have all three options to see if we can install Kali Linux that way. But that is for tomorrow. I just had it up, so I just wanted to show you in case you are following along for the Kali Linux course that we're taking, all right, or the ethical hacking course that we're taking, which is heavily revolved around Kali Linux, all right? Anyways, so we have our Jupyter notebooks up. Let's see if we have our Ollama up. Let's see Ollama list. And it is, I don't know if it's running. Let's do Ollama. I like to do these commands so that they can stick into my mind. So let's do Ollama, and we will do serve. And it's already being used. So it's still running, right? So we're good on that front. So we can now go over to our Jupyter notebooks. Funny story about Jupyter notebooks. When I was helping one of my cousins with her master thesis some years ago, that was like, she had Jupyter notebooks installed on her laptop, and it was a MacBook Air. It could not handle all the algorithms that she was trying to run. So I ended up setting it up on a AWS instance. I'm telling you, I figured out some weird things in the past, like how to set this stuff up on AWS and stuff like that. But it was fun. It was fun. All right. Okay. So our plan for today, I think we wrote out what we were planning to do. So let's go. We're probably gonna have to run these again, but let's just take a look at this over here, right? I wrote out in comments everything that we want to do today. So we want to set up so we need to, the goal is Ollama is being passed a web page URL, and it returns a summary of that page. We have to set the user agent. We have to get the content of the web page using Beautiful Soup. parse, we have to parse the HTML content, store page content into a variable. The function will take the URL and pass it to into Ollama Python code, set the system context, rip out the navigation information, store relevant content into a variable, set the user content, pass relevant page content into user context, make the request to Ollama to summarize the web page, print out the response from Ollama in Markdown code, pass in the URL to the page I need a summary of, right? So, and then with that, we should be provided a summary of the, we should be provide a summary of the past URL, right? So, I guess we can get cracking. We can get to it. So, let's see. Where do I want to start? I want to start off with. Let me start off with this, right? Let me start off with. I'm weird like that. I'm definitely weird like that. But what I'm gonna start off with is this. I am going to say the web page summary, and I am going to say, all right, the way that I write my code, it's backwards, it's weird, but it helps me. Working backwards helps me get to a better working solution, right? And just bear with me as I do this. So I'm going to take this. So my guy Magnetar, right? The King Snitcher himself. He sent me this URL for this USA job. I'll pull it up actually in case anybody. I'll drop it in the chat as well in case anybody's interested. But it was a information technology student trainee position. Pretty much kind of like an internship. So I'm just going to drop it in here in case anybody is interested in applying for that. But I am going to pass this in here, right? And it's going to, and I'm going to run it and it's going to fail. I know it's going to fail. Okay. I know it's going to fail. But if I go and say, right? So it's failing because web page summary, there's no function called web page summary, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a function called web page summary. All right. Define web page summary. And I'm going to say pass in a URL, right? And for now, I'm just going to print the URL, right? That's all I want to do. And now when I do that, now my function or this step will be passing. All right. But that is not the actual solution that we want. But I just want to set the foundation of when I pass in the web page summary, I should be getting a summary of that page. Okay. And this is going to take us this might take us a couple of days to get through, but I just want to start it this way. Right? So I have my function, right? So, but it's not giving me exactly what I wanted to do. And I'll be referencing back to day one as well to see like some of the code because I don't remember all of the OpenAI code and stuff like that. But what I do want to do, all right, so now I want to say, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretty much maybe write everything out into this function right here, and then I'm going to start to extract. I'm going to start to extract different parts to make it more clean code, right? So it's gonna be dirty code first. Ooh, dirty code, my goodness, right? But after that, I'm going to be cleaning up the code, putting them in the right functions and methods and all that good stuff, right? So, and with the right variables. So I'm going to say, I want to make so right now, everything's going to go into this function, right? So I want to do a request. Let's just call it response for now, right? I can do request dot get, and we'll say URL, right? And I want to print out the response, right? That's all I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to run it. And when I run it, it's going to fail because we don't have the request library imported. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go up to the top. Let's say we do import necessary packages. And the reason that I'm doing it all in here is, as opposed to like how we have all these different little steps over here, is because I don't want to have to go back and run all of these. That's one of the things like why I generally like to code in like in IDE, but Jupyter Notebooks has its definitely necessary benefits. So I'm going to say import requests. The request or request? Let me see. All right. So now let's try to run it again. And it passed or it doesn't pass. It says import no module. All right. Let me maybe it's request then. Let me see. All right. So look at that. Now we have it's passing with a response of 200. Not what we want in particular, but we're getting further, right? So now I want to say if I was to do, let's say response dot text maybe. Let me see. I don't remember all the stuff from. All right, there you go. Look at that. So now we have all of our HTML that was captured. Okay. What's up, Rod Brown? How are you doing this fine morning? Hopefully, how's the weather up there for you, Rod Brown? How is the weather for you up in the South Carolinas? All right. So we have. So now we're making progress. Now we're getting all of our HTML content. Okay. So we want to next up. One thing I want to do, right, as a QA engineer, I want to actually make sure though that my response is getting a 200 and I don't want a 500 error, because if I have a 500 error, I don't even want to do anything else up there, right? So I'm going to throw in a if statement. I know some people learning Python, just getting into the if statements, and they're like crushing it, like, oh wow, look at that. I'm doing if statements. I'm like, yes, you are. All right, so I'm gonna say if let's say expect response dot stat. And this is one of the reasons I like IDs, because I don't memorize these things. Let's say, let me see, response dot. Let me see. Let me see. Do Python request. Request response object. Let me take a look at this real quick. So it is status code. Right? So let me go over here, and we'll say dot status code equals, should be 200 for a web page, right? Let's say we do that. And we'll say status. I will say this instead of equal. I'll say status code is. Let me see. 200 equal to less than. So it should be greater than or equal to 200 and less than 300. Let's do that. Status. Hopefully I got it. I'm always getting the greater than the less than backwards, right? But status code is not in range of 200 to 300, right? So let me try that. And invalid, oh, of course, invalid syntax expect. I always mess up with this one. Let me do it a different way. Let's say status code is greater or equal to. Let's try it that way first. Make sure that invalid syntax expect response. Let me see how that goes. Python expect. How's my Python expect status code. Do this every day. Let me see. That's not the right. There we go. Expect request. I don't know. Anyways, It's supposed to be expect. Let me pull up one of my codes. Assert. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one that I was looking for. Getting it backwards. All right, so let me run that again. All right, so that passes.
Internship was all they gave. Flex my skills, dug my own grave. This tech ship's left me stranded in a sea where dreams are banded. Paid 20 grand for a crash course ride. 3 week sprint, now nowhere to hide. Got my resume sharp like a blade, but doors ain't open, I'm stuck in the shade. They promised me gold, but gave me 10. All the gear, but can't get in. Feeling like a ghost with a haunted past. Spent all my cash, now I'm out of gas. Dusty skills and empty thrills. Paid my dues and got the bills. Ghosted by code and left alone. Knocking on doors, but nobody's home. I got the skills to hack their maze, but no one's keen to give me praise. Living on hope and caffeine highs. Tired eyes under cloudy skies. Internship days and unpaid nights. Dreams of jobs and neon lights. Feeling broke, but they said I'd soar. Lost in code, can't find the door. Dusty skills and empty thrills.